Brilliance Audio presents The Long Path Home by Lindseth. Performed by Patricia Santamasso. August 1944. Chicago. Snow-white feathers, delicate as moths, fluttered around her in the spotlight. The inevitable cast-offs from her fans tickled her as they fell, whisper-soft. A few lingered long enough to become stuck to Violet's sweaty skin. While the band's clarinet player wailed the melody, the large-plumed fans in Violet's hands covered and uncovered her body in a practiced tease of fantasy and suggestion as she spun. Out in the dark house, the pulse of the audience's hearts pounded with expectation, urging her onward, driving her faster and faster. Perspiration trickled down her back as she let the audience's breath become her own. Her blood tingled, the heated gazes caressing her bare skin like an invisible lover's. Exhilaration sang through her veins. Gone were the nagging exhaustion and pain of the past few weeks. Gone was all the worry about the war that seemed no closer to ending than it had 3 years ago. Self-recrimination, regret, loneliness, all gone. She was, in this moment, loved, adored, accepted. The percussionist picked up the pace, cueing the climax. 1 breath, 2. She sucked in the smoky blue air, even though it made her lungs burn. Then all at once, she stopped her spin, her hands dropping to her sides, bearing all. Right on cue, a stagehand cut the lights, leaving her enveloped in a steamy, sultry darkness. The audience roared to life, as they always did. The storm of masculine voices, catcalls, and whistles, and the clapping and stomping of large, heavy feet both awed and thrilled her. Reveling in the moment, she closed her eyes and soaked in the sounds of all that love and appreciation. Let it fill every crack of her battered soul. Let it reverberate in her bones. She savored the high, knowing it would fade all too soon. Lifting her chin, she called up her performer's high again and sauntered off the stage as if she didn't have a care in the world. Sal glared briefly over his spectacles at her as she walked by, making sure she knew he was displeased by her tardy departure. Then his attention returned to the trio of female jugglers who had taken the stage. Relieved that he didn't seem too upset, she grabbed her threadbare silk robe off a painted wooden moon and headed toward the dressing room. A burly figure stood by her vanity, idly turning a fedora in his hands. She swallowed hard, her near-nakedness no longer feeling so benign. "Tony, long time no see. What are you doing here? I thought you were working in California these days, keeping those Hollywood director types in line."
"I was, but I had some business to attend to here in town, so I thought I'd stop by and see my old friend Lily Lamore."
A slow smile spread across Tony Vecchione's thick lips as the fedora stilled in his hands.
"Look at you, Lil. An angel come down to earth."
His black gaze glittered dangerously as it slid over her body. She barely repressed a shudder. He was dressed flawlessly as always, the starch in his collar points heavy enough to withstand the terrible humidity. But in the incandescent glow of her dressing lights, his olive skin glistened with sweat from the heat. She also noted that, despite the late hour, his jaw lacked its usual dark shadow of beard stubble, which meant he had recently shaved, and likely for her. Nausea built in her stomach at the implication of that. At first glance, a gal might think, given Tony's expensive pinstriped suit, his stylish silk tie, and pocket handkerchief that added just the right dash of color, and the impossibly white shirt, that he was a real catch. But Vi wasn't swayed by any of that. She could never get past the reptilian coldness lurking in his nearly black eyes. Nor could she get past what he did for a living. And yes, she was completely aware that, as someone who took her clothes off for money, she was hardly the model of virtue. But killing people just because your boss told you to